It's our first episode.
Hi there.
Yay!
Yay, we're back.
No,
Feels like our first.
the one before was the reintroduction. Now this is our official first episode back. Yay.
Define back.
one.
What does back mean?
Back
Yeah, what's back mean?
means, I guess we never left, but now we're doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Tim, you have a lot more gray in your hair.
Yay!
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years.
All right.
I just noticed I can see the our dining set through the little IKEA shades. So we could have Bill back there pantomiming, you know.
Good.
Interpretive dance to whatever we're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe in like
Dance!
a new-
Dance so we can see you in front of the table.
Wolf's got
With clothes on. PG. Dance with clothes on.
You could have like a little furry outfit.
there you go.
Ooh. There you go. Now we're reaching, expanding our base here.
That's
It's a
PG.
good idea.
I'm sorry, Big Richard. What's your background? Little bear doing what? Ron.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
That's Rilakkuma. That's the it's a little Japanese bear, and he likes to eat mochi balls and hang out with his friends. It's like it's very popular with teenage Japanese girls and myself.
Oh, okay.
Also a teenage Japanese girl.
If you're a parent of a teenage Japanese girl, warning! That guy.
I'm up here.
That guy right
No,
there.
he's down there. He's right there.
No, I'm spacing on the name here. What is it called? There's the bear at Disneyland in Hong Kong and Shanghai.
Oh, is that the
We've never heard of him here, but he is so huge at Disneyland, and he's a cute little bear, and his name is Duffy.
Aww.
And
oh.
Mickey's
Get a
teddy
picture of him.
it's exploded. He has a girlfriend and friends, and they have merchandise stores just for Duffy, like at Disneyland there. But we
Wow.
I have a friend who's teaching speech and debate in Shanghai, so I should have him go over and get some Duffy gear.
They just reopened Shanghai, actually. Is that a transition?
It could be, if we want to skip over, our topic here.
It's our first topic.
Oh, it is our first topic, yes.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a test.
So we're reopening slowly here. So
Number one, COVID-19.
oh,
Her again.
I liked COVID-17. That was my favorite. So I don't know what happened to that.
COVID-14 tasted better to me. That's just my opinion.
Mhm.
oh my God.
I'm partial to COVID to Electric Boogaloo.
Really?
I'm waiting for COVID 20.
You want to be legal 21.
You may not have to wait very long.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
so
How's everybody doing with the shelter in place? Is everybody sheltering in place? I know Monterey County is. La Habra, are you doing it down there?
yeah, but
Okay.
things are happening. The streets are busy again.
Yeah.
The freeways are busy again, but I don't know if we have. I think. I'm in Orange County, San Bernardino County, where Palm Springs is. They just lifted everything.
In Palm Springs?
Wait, no, I saw it today. They're starting to lift things, and what they left. Oh, that's right. The city of Palm Springs is upset at the county because the county said you don't need to have face masks, but the city of Palm Springs still wants them, even though the county said.
Well, yeah, with how much of that population is at risk,
Yeah,
how many people there, like 60 and up?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Lots of
Plus
retirees.
all the immune compromised folks that live there, and there's a lot. Yeah. So
Well, this is one of the things that's probably very confusing for people because there's all these variations on who's doing what and, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you probably hear about that stuff all the time, Ron. Being that working in a hospital, you hear bits and pieces here and there. It's like, well, that's not accurate.
Yeah, and just a simple note is hopefully people will find their advice from good sources, physicians, scientists, PhDs, and not just any old news source. I think people have a responsibility in this to make sure they're getting their information from a reliable source as best they can.
you mean like that meme that says, "Yeah, all these scientists are saying it's important, but this guy that got C's in third grade, he says it's nothing to worry
Right,
about." So
exactly.
yeah.
Boris Johnson, the UK, I watched his speech today, and someone commented underneath, like, well, why should I be listening to this ball bag?
Did you just call him Boris Yeltsin?
What's his name?
Isn't it Boris Johnson?
No,
Boris
Boris
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeltsin was
Sorry.
a former Russian prime minister.
I thought I heard Yeltsin also. I'm like, what?
Sorry.
They
Hold up your glass so we can see the alcohol shimmering in it, Vito. What are you drinking down there?
Vito, cut that out. Okay. No.
I don't have a set aside bag for my ball, but so I'm not sure. Is it like a bowling ball you're talking about?
No, I think it's an English term instead
Oh,
of what was
instead of scrotum, it's just
I was just seeing if I can get you guys to say that.
this ball
scrotum.
this ball bag. I'm like, oh, that's hysterical.
It's very British.
Very British.
Yes.
I forget. We're cursing. Yes. I don't
Oh,
remember.
fuck yeah.
Are we? Okay. Couldn't remember if how much we used to try to hold our tongue, if at all. I mean, I didn't think so.
That's a really good question. I'm still trying to figure that out on YouTube. So
Yeah, but on YouTube it says that we're flagged as adult content by our choice, right?
I had to. I want to be able to monetize. And I think
John Oliver curses all the time, and his show's on YouTube.
okay. All right. I'm still.
So I think we're safe.
Yeah, and I think it's a process.
So.
Yeah, I think the main thing that you need to worry about is that if you're using any sort of copyrighted content, if you have any copyrighted content using with permission, it's like they're the ones, I think. Anyway, you can't monetize it yourself.
I think though, like RuPaul, for example, she realized as her show went on, hey, if I want to get certain exposure and this and that, she had to modify her format a little bit to reach a wider audience. So it's just
He doesn't say, what is it? What's the tagline? And don't fuck it up.
Fuck it up.
Yeah, she still says that.
But it's bleeped out the fuck. But don't.
Right,
you know.
exactly.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Oh yeah, not a lot. So you hear the F and you hear the so it's don't
Right.
it up,
Right.
So. But she
Do I lose my gay card because I've never watched that?
No.
Well, I have a very.
I think I just broke Clay.
Times.
mindfulness. I choose to be present without judgment. Wait, you.
There's some people that are so into it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yes.
I would go.
There's a Zoom chat that I do. Go ahead, Vito. Sorry.
No, like I said I go to parties, or I would go to someone's home, but I don't watch it on my own. Go ahead.
There's a Zoom chat that I do with a bunch of guys on Friday evenings, just like a happy hour sort of thing. And there's always like a handful. It's typically like a dozen or so people, and there's always like 4 or 5 of them that jump off to go watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
You should all
And then
watch.
they come back when it's over.
I'm gonna go watch Rachel Maddow.
I used to enjoy watching it and the Midnight Sun, and it's fun to watch with a group of people. That's what I like it best. And like, the queens know in the room, they have a good sense of who's gonna win or who they cheer for. You know what I mean? You can almost tell by who they like who's gonna do well. It's like,
and now because of COVID-19, you can't do that anymore, right? Isn't because that's the topic that we're on.
Right.
So any
roads
final
lead
thoughts
to
on COVID-19 or RuPaul's Drag Race or Boris Yeltsin or Boris Johnson before we switch over to our next topic, which is
Well, just more on RuPaul. I'd just say I think that would be a hoot, like watching that in the Midnight Sun with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's like fun.
It was really fun. But will we ever be able to do that again?
Yeah, we will. We just have to stand.
Wear our CPAPs.
We'll all have to wear these like Southern Belle dresses that have like a wide skirt, so we have no choice but to be 6
No,
feet.
it's the sumo suits. Everybody needs to
Yeah,
wear the
there you
blow-up
go.
sumo suits. Keep everybody away from you.
I had a homeless lady who was walking like this. You got to stay this far away from me. You got. She's doing her,
Follow them around.
See, or you could just do a silly walk or something that'll keep people away.
Right.
It's nice, even if you just cough. You might scare somebody away, like a potential mugger or something. Just start coughing and sneezing, and you'll be safe.
I'll be like,
Well,
it's okay.
even,
I'm
like-
fine. No. What?
Right.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Right.
No.
Well, before it was like widespread that everybody had to wear face masks in the stores. I mean, I'd wear them anyway, not because I wore them just because I knew it would make people stay the fuck away from me. And I still wear them, and I think even after a lot of people stop wearing them, I'm still going to do it just because I think people are morons.
Yeah. Well.
But I'm not judgy.
No, not at all.
I don't like them.
All right. Well, that's all the news that's fit to print about the COVID-19 and RuPaul Drag Race for now. Let's move on to beard care.
Beard care.
So, with the beards, is everybody trimming their own beard at home? Obviously.
I tried this morning and my trimmer broke.
Oh no.
So I'm fucked.
Is there a weed whacker out in the garage?
Well, I'm not trimming this down here because I want it to grow, so it's kind of scraggly from here down.
Have you thought about rubber banding it?
No, I actually dated a guy that rubber banded it, and it bothered the fuck out of me.
Was it that type of rubber
He
band?
did his own, or he did yours?
I don't know what it was. Can you help me? I hated it.
What if you braid it? Like, little Bo Derek braid things, like little
You
things.
could go on Middle Earth like a dwarf.
No,
I don't recall Bo Derek braiding her beard.
Hey, it's 2020.
Put some beads in it.
I think it'd be fun for a little while.
Put a bird in it.
Huh?
Never mind. That's a Portlandia.
Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it. But no, what do you guys think of putting basically just to keep it out of the way, because his was down here.
This is what I did with mine. I shaved it off. This is a month scraggle coming back here. So
That's a back scratcher, Clay. That's not for your face.
It's whatever he wants it. Oh, I have this. Look, I got a blowout comb kind of thing. I don't know if you could see it.
You go, girl.
No. Oh, there you go.
It's like this little beard thing.
Is
Is that for lice?
that's a lice comb.
It is not a lace comb. Look,
There's something you're not telling us?
no, it's not for skin. And you can store it in there, so you don't forget it. You put it under your mask.
That is a flea comb or a lice comb.
It's not. It came with it's a beard trimming kit I got. There's a long one. There's a short one.
Oh,
And it's nice. It actually works. It feels good.
keep your skin, and it would keep your skin. Yeah, I kind of like that. that
No,
part.
yeah, it's
So-
kinda, yeah, it feels
The dead skin.
So when you're at work, you just tuck that in your face mask, like, you know, your wallet into your bra.
good. What?
My grandma used to do that. She used to keep things in her boobs.
I keep it in my
The
pocket.
money in there.
Keep everything.
So,
Attaches.
Wolfie, this is your
Yes.
topic. Go.
Beard care, yes. Well, I figured, hey, a lot of the guys here have facial fur, so why not talk about beard care? What do you do to keep it clean? Do you do anything to keep it clean? Do you just let it grow out, or do you trim it, or what products do you use on it? Conditioner, beard oil?
Let's start with you. What do you use?
I use conditioner in the shower, and I also use beard oil. I haven't really had anyone touch this in years. I'm just trying to see how long it'll grow out while still looking reasonably distant, or just can't speak. Presentable.
Mhm.
So it's basically that's where that's going.
What brand do you use in the shower? We have Cremo, and we have. Bill wanted to get something that's American made, so this company is made in the USA.
Ooh.
Fuck yeah!
Now wait a second. Wolf, do you use
Yeah.
shampoo or do you only wash your hair with the conditioner?
I use shampoo as well.
Okay, because someone told me, don't use shampoo, wash your hair with conditioner. And it's like,
Huh.
I think one of the keys too is I do conditioner as well, and you letting it sit in for a minute or two, is good. And the other thing that's really good conditioner is even cheap shaving cream. You don't want to get something expensive. Those old Barbasol cans are a great conditioner. You put them in, you leave it in. You don't shave it obviously, but then that helps. And Wolfie, tell me how you put in your beard oil, because I have a problem with that. I use it, but I don't always know how to apply it well.
I just have a comb. I just go 2 squirts with it and then just.
Okay.
you have the
And-
liquid oil.
Do you do underneath too?
I do underneath. I do comb it. I brush it out so it's all puffy. Then I comb it back down and I sculpt it.
Have
I
you ever
think it's
used the thing where you got to heat it with your fingers?
No, I do not do that.
It's a pain in the ass. It really is.
Mm.
Has anybody ever tried that?
Mm-mm.
I
What is
I
it?
just put it on my fingers and rub it in. That's what I've been
On your
doing here. And then I use the leftovers to deal with the chapped lips.
Yeah. Now what I do is I was making my own from the 99 cents only store. They had different oils and I'd put them together. But now I just go to Trader Joe's and I get the one that has coconut in it, coconut oil and other oils, jojoba, because the coconut acts, in room temperature, it kind of stiffens up. So it's a little bit of hold. So I
How
put
about you, Tim?
And until you go out in the 90-degree heat and it just starts getting all over your shirt.
it absorbs. But I have a curl brush that's rounded, and then the blow dryer, right? And then it's like, duh. How do people get their beard straight? Like women with their hair, getting their hair straight. I've never done it. I didn't do it. You have to hold the hair dryer longer while you're uncurling really. And then the heat makes your beard straight, makes the hair straight. Duh. I
think white
Yeah.
hairs are difficult too, because they tend to feel more wiry and they want to stick out,
Yeah.
So
When it turns white, you're saying it's more.
yeah.
So
It's tannin. What is it called?
Melanin.
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 Melanin. When it loses its melanin and it goes white, your hair is a different texture.
Yeah.
It
But
doesn't.
that's a beard oil helps with that for sure.
Hmm.
Tim, yours is naturally straight.
Yeah, I brush it after I shower. I don't. There's you familiar with Bluebeards at all? Anyway, it's a company that do beard products. Bluebeard, they have a shampoo. They have like a deep repair that they call, and a leave-in conditioner. They have scented and unscented versions of all their stuff. So I get the unscented because I don't like a bunch of different smells on the stuff that I put on my face and hair. But yeah, I do the beard repair once or twice a week, and the leave-in conditioner. Just put a little on my fingers, just push it through, and then use a brush.
Okay.
So I don't spend a lot of time on it.
Right.
I like to use nanotechnology.
I only wash it maybe once a week, and then I do the conditioner. Well, I've been kind of lazy. But just rinse water through it, or if I think I've got food in my mustache, I'll just wash my mustache.
What were you saying, Ron?
Oh, just being stupid. I said I like to use nanotechnology. Little robots that get in there and clean.
Oh.
Wouldn't we all?
That's what.
Continuing in the theme of
as seen on TV.
a Japanese schoolgirl. I use a nanotechnology. My bear. Yeah.
I was going to say, no, those are called twinks, Ron. Those are twinks.
I use little twinks. Hey,
wrap up. This is your topic, Wolfie. Wrap up beard care.
Wrapping up beard care. Hey, some people are able to just leave their beards alone and they just grow out without any conditioner or washing or anything like that. I've seen that before. Some people require a lot of hair care. I can think of one person in Chicago who he does the professional bearding stuff and makes curls and whatnot for fun. So it's your body. Do with it what you want.
Amen.
Hold on. Isn't there like a fetish, a beard?
Yeah.
Where it's
and they do unicycles and they're
unkept.
They do steampunk thing.
I love steampunk.
Beard fetish, Wolf. Isn't there something like that?
They're pognophiles, but I'm sure they're beard. I like beards, obviously.
But you're talking about specifically unkept, though, right?
Yes.
No, I'm just talking about a variety of them.
He's saying there's all sorts of ways to do your beard. Live it up.
Maybe we'll explore that at another time.
Yeah. I'd like to see yours with how about just a scrunchie?
That's
nice.
Have you considered growing it out and bringing it back into a ring?
Yeah. Or making it like Wolfie said, waxing it and making shapes out of it.
Or sort of like a variation on the big earplug. So you just have it so it's just
there you go,
big
Wolfie.
thing with your beard.
This guy,
sci-fi character,
right there, him.
I saw his beard was so long; it was all the way down to his wiener, I think. And he said, "Okay, so you tie it at the bottom. What did he do? Oh, he tied a knot up here, and it was down here, and then he's kind of twisted it, and then he twisted it up like this, and then he tucked it under."
I saw the video.
You saw the video too?
Yeah. Basically he's really long beard and just does it so it keeps it up and everything, and basically sort of like a reverse bun, so it looks like he has a short beard.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he had a short beard.
You could put flowers in it.
Yeah, you could.
For Mother's Day.
If it's really long and you want to make it look like it's shorter, you can just tuck it into your shirt.
Yeah, it looked like you have a really hairy chest. Just tuck it in there.
Yeah. There you go. Of course, I've got a friend. Depending, it might your beard may be crimped.
That's true.
I love it. All right. Well, enough about your beards, boys. Let's talk about current events, the news, the good, the bad, the ugly, the disgusting.
Well,
where to start?
Shows that you're watching on television, behind the scenes and crooks. I said the Trump administration is going to be like 1 billion of those, completely over the top. There's so many things that they're corrupt with that there should be TV shows fodder forever.
And historians.
And on and on and on and on. All the crap that they're doing.
Well, one of the patterns I've seen throughout the last 30 years is that cities, for example, that have a lot of corruption tend to deteriorate. Their infrastructure, their crime rates go up, their care goes down, and you see that city after city after city. And it's not. What's that?
You're talking about countries, cities,
I'm talking about cities as a microcosm of our country. And I think that, corruption, unfortunately, that's what you start to see is a dismantling of the systems that keep the government functioning.
Mhm.
And that's partly what we're seeing now. We're starting to see, people for many years, but particularly in the past couple of years, complaining, the water systems in Detroit and the Flint rather, and then the not having enough testing, and other countries who America is supposed to be this great country, but you have Korea, you have these other countries that are really on top of testing and organizing, and I think we're falling behind the eight ball on that, and a lot of it is probably due to corruption and too many people trying to.
Well, it's all the Trump administration. It's just a big.
Well, it's a lot of politicians in general. I think on both sides there's corruption, obviously, and both sides there's lobbying.
Nothing like this, man. Those guys.
Oh no, I don't disagree, but I'm just saying that it
mob.
I don't disagree. It's but it is a reflection of a lot of people in our country, right? Whether you like it or not, and how do we fix that? That's the question. How do we address that?
The question is, we have to have an election and get them out of there. If it wasn't for the House of Representatives, I think it's unbelievable what would have been happening right now. They would be pushing out laws that we wouldn't have any freedom left, I don't think. They would have used this as a catalyst to the COVID thing, as catalyst to probably take away all our freedoms.
Well, it's great that we have that pushback, because
we'd be so screwed.
Yeah, and I think that's something as a gay community we have always fought for: our freedom of expression, our freedom to say, hey, this is who we are, this is what we are, and so I think we have a long history of fighting for freedom and working for freedom, and we will continue to do that, and we can help inspire others to do that as well, because obviously it needs to change.
And I agree with you, and I'm proud that we have a country that is based historically on freedom. But I saw a discussion the other day that I was really impressed with, and it says any conversation about freedom that doesn't include an equally strong conversation about personal responsibility and collective responsibility is completely bogus. And I think there's a lot of toxic my freedoms going on and without any acknowledgement about personal responsibility, social responsibility. And it's just,
Usually if people are going on about freedom and usually waving a gun in the process, what they want is freedom from consequence.
Very wise.
Well, sort of like a case in point, or illustrates the point, is there's the photo that I'm sure everybody has seen of the back window of a car at one of the protests where it says, "My liberty is more important than your health." And that just sort of sums it up. It's sort of like, I'm above everybody else. I don't give a shit how it affects you, as long as I get mine. As long as I do whatever the hell I want to do.
No acknowledgement that they drove to wherever they were on a public road, on a license that was issued through the government and a registration that was issued through the government, all for a collective benefit. And, these people going back to the whole beginning of the bullshit of, I built this. No, you didn't build a fucking thing. If it wasn't for the Tennessee Valley Authority, most poor Americans wouldn't even have power to this day. And, it wasn't for Eisenhower, it wouldn't be freeways. And so, there's things that have to be done for the social good and the social order, or it's chaos.
The question I often have is are these people acting out of ignorance, or are they acting out of stubbornness, or they just don't want to comply and they know better, but they don't want to, or do they just not understand how they're affecting everybody? And that's the question with all our conspiracy.
I suspect they don't care.
Apathy, yeah, probably.
They're fine. They don't care about anybody else. Yeah, I think that's it. They don't understand that it could come back to bite them in the ass.
That's how it comes across to me. They just don't give a shit. So
You should. I got
A
my.
lot of it is rooted in narcissism and racism.
there's a really great video I just saw this morning where they were interviewing a guy and they said, so you're willing to reopen the economy even though you know there are going to be deaths? And he's like, yeah, the economy is important. They're like, well, how many deaths are acceptable? And he's like, I don't know, 70 to say 700. And they're like, 70. Okay, well, let me introduce you to 70 people. And this group of 70 people come around the corner and it's his family. And he starts tearing up and his little daughter is like, Daddy, he's all right, zero. Zero is acceptable. So
I think
they only care when it affects them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's a good teaching tool.
How many of you, sorry to get back on COVID, but how many of you know anybody personally who has had it? Because I know 3 people that have had it. Well, you think you've had it, Vito, but...
Tested. Are you talking about tested? For sure?
Yeah, I'm talking about people that are actually tested, like absolutely had it. I've got 1 friend that's recovering, 2 friends that currently have it.
I know of one person.
I
know one person who's been tested and was deathly ill. One, their partner tested but didn't get as ill, and I only know them tangentially through Bill. But I know about 5 people that think they had it, including that guy.
What?
Who are we talking about? Because everybody's in a different place.
What?
I didn't think about that.
Oh my God!
Brady Bunch roulette. You just
Where are you,
pick a direction.
where are you placed? Ron, you're in my bottom right.
That's where
Same.
Ron is for me.
I'm in the top right corner.
You're in the.
I'm
I have it in column mode.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
There's a column mode?
Whatever
What?
non-gallery is, it's basically I'm on top, followed by Clay, followed by Vito, followed by Clay. Sorry, Tim, followed by Vito, followed by Clay, followed by Ron.
Is this going to be our pile post-COVID? We're just going to pile on. Hey, guys. At our reunion.
I don't know. Did
Oh
we
my
talk about
gosh.
current? Was
Well, a lot of that's current. But Tim, you had another current topic that you wanted to discuss. You want to go with that?
Well, we had mentioned a little bit about Ahmaud Arbery. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of his last name, but the young man in Georgia who was shot jogging through his neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is actually like one of the things, like I've been really disconnected from the news over the last couple months, just because every time I tune in, it's just like a shit show of the virus. And it's just like, my blood pressure's up. There's too much bullshit that's happening right now. Nothing positive. So there's like the little bits and pieces that I hear about it. As far as like other things going on besides the COVID virus. But yeah, this whole thing with this young kid, Ahmaud, well, I'd say kid, he was probably in his 20s. The way that whole thing took off like wildfire as soon as that video surfaced,
well,
and I'm glad that the guys have actually been arrested now.
Yeah, me too.
Nothing was going to happen.
Well, the guy that took the video thought that it would show that they did the right thing. He really believed in what they were doing. And the thing to me is, getting back to your issue, Ron, about freedom, it's like, if you have the freedom to bear arms, where the fuck is your responsibility to use them?
Amen.
And people are saying,
Where's the training?
the kid didn't comply with simple basic commands. Who the fuck are you to give simple basic commands on a public street?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Right.
Well, and the what upsets me about this is this whole culture with our current administration of sort of encouraging bad behavior and encouraging fear and xenophobia, and there are responsibilities for that. For example, I, as a physician, can't sit there and make a YouTube video and tell people to go and do things that I know will harm them, right? I'm going to be held responsible. But there seems to be what seems to be completely missing somehow, and our current political environment is consequences. People are just saying whatever they want. They're doing whatever they want. I mean, how many lawsuits and accusations does our current president have against him? And it seems like so what that sort of example of complete irresponsibility and that sort of example of, well, I'm the leader of this free, quote unquote free country. It's no wonder people are acting like they're acting, and I think it's despicable.
It's way despicable.
Very much so. Yes, the current administration certainly made it acceptable for people to crawl out from underneath the dark rocks where they and their kin have been hiding since the end of the Civil War.
He's tweeting to people, liberate this, liberate that. I mean, and that poor young man and his family and everybody who has to suffer through this again and again and again. Imagine, I mean, we've been through it, walking through gay neighborhoods and going to different places that, we've been in dangerous situations where people beat us up or stab us
And my bought me this in France, and I've started carrying it over the last couple of years. And, hopefully I'll never have to use it, but I keep it in my pocket. So
I keep a razor blade up here in my gums. I know drag queen taught me that.
Okay.
I tried this tonight, but I used to travel so much. It's like I
bring
it to the airport accidentally and have to throw it away. It's like,
Well, these French company, by the way, the Opinal, they make one that has a ring, a hole in it, so you could put it on you could make this your keychain fob. So.
Well, have any of you seen that movie Queen and Slim?
Slim, no.
There was, it's relevant to this topic of this young black man getting pulled over, and then this cop who has a history of shooting people. This kid realizes his life is in danger, and so the story goes and whatever. But it also reminds us. I mean, what's everybody to do? Like have gunfights in the street? I mean, shouldn't somebody be able to jog down the street without having to? It's like the OK Corral. Like, it's ridiculous. The gun laws are ridiculous. The people I've seen videos of these guys with these automatic machine gun weapons, like in their backyard, trying to blow up an old car. What? I mean, as a physician, we have to go through years and years and years of training, for example, to prescribe a medication that could possibly be a little bit harmful to somebody, right? And yet you could just give somebody a machine gun. That I don't understand it at all. Like there's something really, really, really wrong. Yeah.
Recently, I went on a trip to Ireland with my family, which was absolutely awesome. But during the trip, we got into a discussion about gun laws, and apparently over in Ireland, you're required to keep everything in a safe. You need to have training for it, and you also need to have a psychological evaluation before you're even permitted to carry a gun. And that's compared to here, where it's like you're practically throwing the guns off at the store. Hey, catch whatever you want. Blah blah.
I know. I mean, I'm not opposed to somebody having a shotgun. They live in the country. They want to protect their house, or there's an opossum that tries to break in or something. But yeah,
a shotgun versus an opossum. Okay, bam. That's what we call overkill. That's not necessary.
I'm just saying, if you're a little country, that's all right.
That's all right.
But
just a shotgun. It's no big deal.
No big deal. It's not like you could.
That's a whole other topic. I think if you want to talk about, I think we should.
Yes. Speaking of topics, let's wrap that one up. So let's talk to you, Mr. Tim. This is kind of your thing, wherever you are. Want to wrap up current topics, Tim? I cut you.
Go team.
All right. All right. So today is May 10th, 2020, and it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Yay.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
And I think out of all of us, everybody except me currently has a mom.
Did anybody here not come from a woman?
From a womb.
I said currently, you irreverent Japanese teenager.
Well, in my country, we have we could just you could just grow little babies in a little thing, and you pick them out, and there's purple and yellow.
Ah,
Really
you're
nice.
delightful.
In your country.
Yeah. So Clay, when did your mom pass away?
It'll be 15 years this month. So
Oh.
this is my 14th Mother's Day without her.
So 65, 60, 55. Okay, you're not that old. Sorry.
Does anybody else have anything to say? Vito seems to have cut out. He's frozen. He's frozen like this.
Wolfie, what
Vito!
what about your family?
Yeah.
All of them are still alive. My mom and my dad, they're both in their late 70s. I see them since they're on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast. I see them about twice a year, once during the holidays, and then once we have a family vacation, for example, Ireland, as I was mentioning earlier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've been trying to do a lot more traveling. So a couple of years ago, before Ireland, we went to Scotland, which is just fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Isle of Skye is just absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Brothers and sisters?
I have one brother. He lives in Rhode Island.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
I went to
all right.
oh, that's another story.
Mm.
What about you, Vito? Do you have an Italian mom?
My dad is gone. My mom is still around. She has a mild form of multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
But
Cirrhosis.
dad had a lung transplant.
oh wow.
Mm.
Called him the $1 million man. He also
Mm.
had a cornea transplant. So he had somebody else's cornea,
Oh, wow.
somebody else's lung.
Wow.
That he came from was a motorcycle
Mm.
accident. And the guy down the hall in the hospital got the one guy's lung, and then my dad got the other lung.
Mm.
And he lasted about 5 years. What happens is the suppression, the immune system, the lung was fine, but cancer twice,
Wow.
bladder, and then a tumor.
Oh.
It was fine. It was the suppression of the immune system that got him.
Mm.
I remember your father was going through the lung transplant back when
Right.
we were recording
Yeah, that's when I was.
previously.
All right. Well, since it's Mother's Day, my mom is going to tell you guys, wrap it up. She's yelling at somebody. Wrap
Well,
it
I'd like
up.
to say hi to my mom. She's in Ohio. She is recently retired, sort of. She's in her mid 70s and doing fine. I'm grateful for every day she's here. I worry every time she coughs with all this going on. And I miss her. I wish I'm kind of like Wolfie. We try to see her twice a year. But with all this going on, I haven't been able to go see her. But we try to video chat and talk like that, on the phone. So.
All right.
Yep.
Well, happy Mother's Day. And with apologies to Vito's mother, we have the next section is brought to us by Vito. You have a challenge for us.
Okay. Wait, Tim, did you tell us about your parents?
My mom's in, I was just going to do it during back scratches, but my mom's in South Carolina. Moved there just about a year ago.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I see her a couple times a year also retired, early 70s. But yeah, went and visited her for a few days over Christmas. Had a great time.
Is she in Charleston?
Outside of Charleston, she's in Somerville.
Oh, nice. That's where my sister used to live.
Okay.
I know it well. There's a really nice cafe there. Hopefully, if you go back when it opens, it's this old house and they have food and stuff. It's very nice.
Is that in Charleston?
In Somerville.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's good talk.
The ghost of Beverly is going to start yelling at you guys. Let's wrap it
All
up.
right, mine's silly. This thing is silly. This happened to me. I was getting a haircut and I was talking to a friend or talking to my buddy that was giving me a haircut, and I don't really exactly know how it
Oh,
started.
I know where this is going.
I got my finger and I put it in the back of my ear and I smelled it.
Ew.
And it smelled like crap. Apparently, shampoo and stuff. So even if because now I really wash the back of my ears, and still occasionally I'll do that and there's a smell. So I wanted to test you guys to see how well you clean the back of your ear.
Mine are spotless. Mine are.
Put your finger in and smell it.
Oh.
Are we looking at Ron's belly?
Whoa, that's cool.
I'm not smelling anything.
I refuse.
All right.
The back? Really?
Let's smell it.
It's delicious.
Nothing?
It's like shampoo.
That's
Shampoo?
yummy.
No, nothing. No, I actually wash the back of my ears every morning.
Yeah, so do I. Nothing?
Nothing
No.
here.
Really?
You know why? For me, because
You're
I
just
watch too many
disgusting,
Dr.
Vito.
Pimple Popper, and I see all the gross stuff that grows back there, and I don't ever want to be on that show. Although I do like watching the show because that shit fascinates me. I was a simian in my former life. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know, but yeah. No.
Have you seen like the little like silicone pads that are like sort of inserted that it's just like simulated pimple popping? Do you have one of those?
No, but they have cupcakes that you can get.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I've seen every episode of Popper, and I don't really watch TV anymore. So I love Dr. Pimple Popper. Anyway.
Oh, it's an actual TV show, not just a YouTube video?
Yeah, it's an actual
Not just
TV
a
show.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Ew.
And that will fuck up your YouTube search algorithm. You just look at one pimple popper thing, and then you're like, puppies! Oh, look at this hideous abscess! I'm like, ah!
One thing in the hospital, when people come in for surgeries, this is a common thing. People don't clean their belly buttons. So we find all sorts of things in the belly button. You could do that same test, like stick your finger in your belly button and see what comes out.
No, I had in his belly
I
button.
wash mine and dry mine.
Well, it's always amazing. Some people are, I think, afraid of their belly button. They don't clean it. They don't want to put their finger in it. You know, it's like a black hole.
Well, it's one of the first things your mother probably
button.
yelled at you about was get your finger out of your belly button.
Right. What'd you say,
Oops.
Wolfie?
Some people have very sensitive belly buttons. They don't like them touched.
Yeah.
Are you one of them?
No, I'm not.
Everybody in any?
Yes.
Any? Okay. All right, just check.
So
that was a challenge. That was your challenge, Vito.
that was your.
To put your fingers behind your ear and smell it, see if it smelled good or bad. Yeah, I want to see if you guys keep your ears clean. If not, I wanted to see somebody run to the bathroom and wash their ears because they were completely embarrassed. Nobody.
What's that SNL character
really
where she does this?
And I'm 50, and I can kick.
I like to kick and stretch and kick.
And now I'm 54, and I'm like, that's not old. Oh, weird. Okay.
So when's your birthday, Vito?
The end of November. Wulf,
And how old will you be?
I will be 55.
Okay, so I think Wolf's the youngest. What's approximately when's your next birthday, and how old will you be, Wulf?
End of the year, December, I'm 47 right now. That'll be 48.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then Tim.
I'm 45. I'm 45, just turned 45 in February.
So Tim's the youngest, unless the Japanese teenager has a way to break that.
I'm too embarrassed to say my age. No, I turned 50 in December as well.
I turned 60 October 1st.
Wow, really?
Wow. and you can kick and
Oh.
stretch.
I like to
Yeah.
kick and stretch. Bill, get the car keys. I'm gonna need to go to the ER after this.
You're a Capricorn, Ron?
No, Sagittarius.
Okay.
I'm Sagittarius.
I'm
What
a
about you?
Libra.
I'm
I'm a
Capricorn.
Libra. How about you, Tim? What are you?
Aquarius.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Don't you think it's a great?
Of Aquarius.
None of us really have.
Aquarius.
None of us really have any singing skills, but what were you saying, Vito?
I said none of us really have any wrinkles. I think it's just the gray hair makes. People,
No, it's we're gay. We get good
Oh,
gay.
bless your. No, we're chubby.
That's true. That is true.
The wrinkles all lay
pushes
on
out
each other.
all
They're
the
all like,
wrinkles,
it's okay.
I tell people it's because I don't drink that much.
That's true
Alcohol.
too.
Yeah, drinking and smoking age the fuck out of the human body. So
Oh yeah, totally.
get y'all desiccated.
Was that from experience, Clay?
Yes,
Yeah, that's why my mother died 14 years ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
I used to be a restaurant manager, and we'd have a contest to see when they came in. This is back when they had smoking sections, and you could totally tell the ladies that smoked because their faces were all wrinkles.
Mm.
Well, that and the gravelly voice.
Yeah. All right.
Diet Coke.
I used to go visit my friends.
give me a Diet Coke.
I used to go visit friends in Indianapolis all the time, and they were always apologizing to the Hoosiers for me because we were walking to the restaurant and I was like, "Can we sit in the non-smoking section?" And this is back in the 80s and 90s, and the person's like, "What? The what?" And they're like, "He's from California. Just get us a table. It'll be fine."
Yeah, I mean, I think of growing up of all the gay bars I went to, and I can't. Every single one of them were just full of smoke. You
Yeah,
know.
you have to take your shirt. You have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember? Do you remember that when they finally outlawed smoking in California in bars? Like that night, I went out to a bar and it was just like, wow, you can see to the other end. It was amazing, you know. And then all of them had to remodel because everything in there, all the wood, everything just reeked, and they couldn't clean it. You couldn't clean it, you know,
Yeah.
especially wood. I mean, you can scour the glass and the metal and all that, but you know, it's like, yeah, they all
Problem is that it all moved to the patios, and I love the patios.
right.
And now the bar,
Yes.
the patios became smoky.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
I like an occasional cigar. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I used to do cigars, and then I got asthma.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happens.
You know,
What segment is this?
the geriatric segment.
Well, we're
Oh.
this is the ear challenge that we budgeted 10 minutes for. So, but we're sliding into back scratches. We got about a minute to go, and then we're going to be wrapping it up, boys. So
with COVID, I just scratch against the wall.
For your back scratches?
Mhm.
Bill works in Chinatown, and I kept saying, "Get me one of those bamboo back scratchers, right?" And he goes, "Oh no, I found something better. This is the most Claytonian thing I could find."
Oh, that's a long one.
I'm surprised you didn't already have one.
I know.
I know, right? Okay, go ahead. It's back scratch time.
How does that feel good? Make your good faces, like ooh.
Sweet tree of life, and last I found you.
So, Clay, those back scratches, who you got?
My back
You're on a roll.
scratch. My back scratch has to go out to my partner Bill. We recently acquired. That's the old kids table from the Vina family. Vina family. Whenever when they have a big party, right? So it's just a little yellow Formica table, and then that piece of wood in the background. That was his mom's. I need to work on some food, so she'd have a big piece of wood and she'd slap it down on the dining table and knead bread or make gnocchi or whatever, And I think every Italian family has one, Lydia Bastianich has one that's just made out of fencing, and I was laughing, and Bill's like, "Yeah, you got some extra fencing, you put it together, you got a workspace." So So, hey, Bill, come here.
No wonder he doesn't scratch your back anymore.
Come on.
He's so over you right now.
He was sitting quietly on the couch, minding his own business. Here she comes. All right, so.
Why are you yelling?
Because we're doing back scratches, I'm going to give you a back scratch.
Okay.
Hi there.
Aw.
Say hi, Bill. Here you go.
Not
I
literal.
want a back scratch. Hi, Bill.
Hi,
Everybody say hi, Bill.
Hey.
Hi, Bill.
It's
How's
not a
everyone
literal.
Happy Mother's Day.
It is now.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
So we're in the wrap up phase where we do back scratches. So you're my back scratch.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Thinking about my mom. It's my first Mother's Day without my mom. So
Oh, we're sending you lots of hugs and
thank
good,
you.
good energy.
Yeah,
Little-
it's good.
Are you doing anything to remember her today? Little pictures or
No, just thoughts.
yeah?
Just thoughts and good memories.
Oh, good.
So yeah. You guys having a good podcast?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
we're
Good.
we're sticking to the schedule, so we're doing good.
It's better now. You're a surprise guest.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we usually
Okay.
do this every episode.
Are you taking me away now?
Say bye, Bill.
Okay, bye bye.
Hi,
Bye,
Bill.
Bill.
All right. That's
Good
all.
to see you guys.
You too.
I thought she'd never leave. Who's next?
Oh, sure, I'll go.
Okay.
I wanted to thank all the people. It gives back scratches to all the people in my training group for Age Life Cycle. Training Wheels, it's a group that we had started about 5 years ago. That's been sort of my Age Life Cycle community for the last 7 years, and they've been amazing. Pretty much over this last year since James passed, and also, part of my life, part of my family,
Good.
through all this crap with the virus.
Wow.
It's good to hear. I'm glad you've got a support group like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been amazing.
By himself. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to back scratch my buddy Spencer and Mike because they live just down the street, and like tonight we're going to going in the car and we're gonna get some to-go food at the Outback, or they opened up the I want to say Olive Garden, but it's not. It's Spaghetti Factory, old Spaghetti Factory,
Oh, okay.
last week for to-go orders, and then we get the food and go eat it
Nice.
in the restaurant.
All right.
Cool.
Who's next?
Wolfie.
All right. I'd like to give a big back scratch to my mates, Brock and James. Today they helped me out painting my room, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that shapes up. Also like to give
That
a
is
big
a
shout.
lovely shade of blue that you have there in your room.
Oh, thank you,
I
thank
like the
you. Lighting
And,
makes it
and an
everything. Lighting just does
excellent job reproducing that. That's a good paint. Amazing.
We bought this house because it's bigger on the inside. Anyway, also a big back scratch to all my friends in California whom I miss.
There you go.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, our Japanese teenage girl,
Hmm.
Big Richard.
That's
Ron
me.
John.
I just back scratches to my family, my sister who works as well through this, taking care of patients, and my mom, and all the nurses and the techs and the oh gosh, people working in the grocery stores and the people cleaning the hospitals and all the little people who are out there and just as scared as the rest of us, but brave enough to kind of put themselves at risk so that we can go about our business. I'm very grateful and would like to give them all a thumbs up.
Let's give them a thumbs up.
awesome.
If I knew how, I can't find
The
it.
reactions on the bottom.
Got it. Okay. Yay.
Thumbs up. Thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up. All right.
The yellow. Mine is a tone. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time. So, any final words before we go?
Spread the word about the podcast. We need more subscribers. Subscribe the YouTube. Yay! We want
I
to do.
think he's talking to you right now, Tim. Don't you need to subscribe?
You haven't subscribed yet?
Have you subscribed yet, Tim? Just asking.
What? Huh?
Hi,
What? Hey, I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What?
1,000 hours of watch time or listen time.
All right.
Paid, do all this stuff. So okay.
All right. I'm going to leave first so you can all talk about me behind my back. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Oh, down to 4.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Wolf.
Take care, guys.
Wolfie just fades out. I can't find
Wish,
the
wish,
right
wish, wish,
button.
Insert tiny sound effect here. See you guys.
Bye. Bye, Ron. And
Bye.
then down. Wait, he's still there. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, then now it's me again. All right. Bye. Visit us at bearelement.com.